We are live. It is Thursday night on the Comic Core. As you can tell, the regular cast of characters is not here for Outside the Issues. It is episode number 2 of the Drew and Kat Show.
Yeah,
Kat,
it is.
what's going
on? Hanging out with my main dude, Drew Manchu, baby. When I found out that everyone was sick or, snoozing away, I was like, dude, we need to get the gang back together. The Drew and Kat Show.
We've got one watching as far as the eyeball up above tells me. Oh, there are 4 watching as far as the eyeball up above tells me. We're going to check in with the chat. I know we had some people in here tailgating mad early. Comic Man Andy was first. Chris Barrett came in second. He was a little late today. Just a Rican. Rod stopped by to say hi, and he'll try to stay awake. Apparently, he's not awake anymore. Rod, if you're awake, shout us out. The immortal Biggie Shack is in the chat, as well as the Comic Den. And Chris Barrett seems to be hanging tough, like a new kid on the block, hanging out with us for the long haul. He was here second, and he's still here. Are we going light speed? We are going light speed all the time, Chris Barrett. All the time, light speed, right into your brains. Now, the Comic Core is doing all kinds of cool stuff, videos all over the place. We got live shows every weeknight. And hey, man, even if everybody can't make it, we're going to get together and make it happen. Kat, first thing I want to cover tonight is Titans. I know that we've been watching Titans. Let's go ahead and stay on the rails with outside the issues first. What did you think of Titans this week?
So I feel like the beginning of this episode, we should have gotten at the end of the last episode. And I feel like we should have just started off fresh with Beast Boy in this episode. I honestly would have preferred for them to just start off fresh with Beast Boy going through his day-to-day with the alarm clock and that whole repetition, reading to an unconscious Superboy. I will tell you that was definitely my favorite part, was the crazed Beast Boy and his plan to save the Teen Titans. And it's like, Beast Boy's log. No real update here, but still fighting the good fight. And I got to tell you, I was so proud of him. And it's like you could tell as the weeks went by, those sticky notes of motivational quotes just started to make him go a little crazy, which I'm sure they'd make anyone go crazy. But definitely a great scene there. I'll tell you, a scene that really bothered me, which might surprise a few people, is actually the karaoke scene with Hawk and Dove.
I hated it.
The very clearly lip-synced one. Like, I would have preferred to hear them just belting out, like, blood-curdling screams.
I wouldn't be surprised to find out that it was actually them doing the singing, but I don't fact that it was pre-recorded. And very pre-recorded. If you're going to do that, that's fine. Do a clip of the song. Don't do the whole damn song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that it was a little cringy.
It was very cringy. And just, I had so many things where I was like, this was great, but then this wasn't. I definitely really loved the Connor not understanding the police scene. I totally bought that. I totally bought that he and Crypto would hear someone say, help, they're hurting me, and he'd intervene, and he wouldn't know any better. And Beast Boy's reaction to that was pretty great. But on the same side, I didn't like Dick in this episode. I didn't like Dick Grayson in this episode.
Well, everybody get your clip machines, your tape machines rolling for this one, because I love Dick in this episode. I think that his ability to try to make amends to Jericho's mother was bound to fail. And I like Deathstroke just kind of like staring at him, and with that intensity that he had lost no matter what, even if they're done with each other, kind of a peace between them, to basically, hey, I took from you, you took from me, we're even, call it a day. That didn't work for Dick. he's kind of a broken person, and I think that works really well with Beast Boy kind of overstepping his bounds with Connor and getting into some mischief, which is very Beast Boy, and I'm very happy that they did that.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of that. And I like the way that it's set up. I want to know more about what's going on with Corey and Blackfire.
Yes.
They've kind of stoked my interest there. It's not the best episode of this show, but it's still a pretty damn good show, and I think that it gave me enough of what I wanted to keep me going.
I'm very happy you brought up Corey and Blackfire. So we know I've had my issues with this show as far as like some of the stylistic choices that they've made with Corey and the Tamaranians as a whole. But I will tell you, the backstory and some of the stories that they included with Corey and her sister, I really enjoyed the fact that her sister can't or couldn't run their ceremonial, race. Yeah, totally fits. She was the weakling out of the two sisters, and that's why they passed her up for Coriander. And I really appreciated them including that. And even Corey saying, yeah, they shortened the race so that she could do it once.
Right. Yeah, I like what they're doing there. I think that they're undoing a lot of harm that they did to the Starfire character in the first season. They're doing a really good job of undoing that in this season, which has been exciting for me because I'm not a huge Starfire fan like you are, but at the same time, I enjoy her in every other incarnation that I've seen her in, and I felt like they did her dirty in the first season, especially with the costume design and the effects. Not really a good look for Coriander on that one. I think we're all in agreement on that.
Definitely not.
That's right, Odin. Odin's with us.
Odin's just like he's like that's not my Tamaranian.
He's on high alert. There's a man handing you a green drink. He's like, hey, what's that?
He's careful. Like, that's not my Tamaranian queen. No, we're Starfire.
What else have you been watching lately?
All right. Okay, so Daybreak on Netflix, which is actually something that Chad brought up on an earlier show. Mark and I just recently checked it out, and it is pretty fantastic. Hi, Aldian. Do you have 2 cents to put into Titans before we change subjects?
He likes crypto. I
like crypto?
That's what that says.
You like crypto? You like crypto. Okay.
Me and my pup have been watching crypto on the couch every Friday.
He would like to see Captain Carrot show up somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Maybe some Ace the Bat Hound.
Ooh, not a bad idea.
Some Ace the Bat Hound would be a good idea. But Daybreak is something that Chad actually told me I needed to check out. And he said it was Ferris Bueller meets like Mad Max, meets so many other things. And 100% it totally is. There's so many things in it that are so over the top, but they're perfect for that show. The main character, it's basically a bunch of teenagers and a nuclear attack has happened and their entire town or whatever has been affected. They're cut off from the rest of the world. They don't know if everyone's affected like this, if it's just them. But essentially all of the adults have turned into almost zombie-like creatures where they're able to say a few key phrases, but they live off of blood and they're attacking the teens there. And the survivors who are still around and running around, they've decided to become certain tribes. And several of them are trying to kill each other off. So it's a bunch of teens, definitely Lord of the Flies, definitely Ferris Bueller. It's very funny throughout. And I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
What you eating? Mm-hmm. Before they ask in the chat, what you eating?
Let's get ahead of that. Oh, tasty morsels.
You're eating cookies? Mm-hmm. You eat raisin and something other cookies? I don't know. Some kind of cookie.
Mark, what are you watching these days?
I've been watching Daybreak with her.
No, you don't have your own shows?
Not really.
No, okay.
I control the remote.
No,
Although he did pick Daybreak.
sounds typical. I tell you what, guys, I've been watching a few things myself. The Golden Compass series, I forget what the hell it's called. His Dark Materials, I think it is, on HBO. I kind of got halfway through it and got sidetracked and realized that I had to do some things today, and I never finished it. But I did think that the production value is pretty high. But I've been loving Watchmen on HBO. Have you guys had a chance to delve into Watchmen yet?
No, it's on my watch list.
Oh man,
It's on my list. It hasn't really happened. I've been working a lot. Okay.
I'll tell you this much. I feel like it earns the Watchmen name. Okay.
Okay.
It is a sequel series that takes place in the present day, okay, which is 30 years after Watchmen, give or take. And it's very political in the way that you would expect something today to be political. It's very two sides diametrically opposed. Now, these sides are very, ooh, I want some cookies.
That's a lot of cookies.
Yeah, there are some good cookies, I'm sure. But I think that it earns the name. It's very political. It's very grounded. It's very realistic in a world where things are not quite right. And I think that more so than anything else, when you look at, did we lose? We're going to do our best to get Cat Ren figures back. Oh, they're back.
Sorry.
It's okay. I
accidentally unplugged us.
I think that that so far Watchmen has done more to be Watchmen than after Watchmen, before Watchmen, or like doing. So I really enjoy it, and I think that they have a lot of avenues where they can have fun with it. Silk Spectre finally shows up in the series in the last episode, so no spoilers because she's a big part of the series, but it's she's played by Jean Smart, and it's absolutely well done. She's a fun character, and I like everything about it so far, man. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Awesome.
Beyond that, I just watched today, I put in a few hours on a Netflix documentary series called Living Next to the Devil, or The Devil Next Door, about a guy in the 80s from Cleveland who was apparently a Nazi in hiding. And they totally extradited this dude to Israel and had a big trial. And I'm about halfway through that. So no spoilers. I know it's real life and I can just Google the answers right away, but I want to know if this guy's really a Nazi.
Well,
in the middle of the day, my daughter's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "I'm turning this off." And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, "'Cause 3 hours of this Nazi stuff is just about enough to drive anybody crazy." So I'll go back to that and figure out what the hell happened.
On a much lighter note.
Much lighter note than Nazis.
Mark and I found a hot mess of a gem of a movie.
What movie is that?
So it's Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death.
Avocado Jungle of Death.
Yes. It is a hot mess of a film, but it's amazing.
I like avocados. So you definitely count me in on that one.
It was pretty terrible.
It was horrible, but it was amazing at the same time.
What service did you guys watch this on?
We watched it on Amazon Prime, and it was an Elvira track, so she was doing commentary throughout. So it made it even better because, all her little quips were thrown in and everything, but just a horrible film that was so amazing. I like bad movies. I do. I'll admit it. They're fantastic. So another thing that I've been rewatching because I loves, and shout out to next week on this show, but Transylvania Television on Amazon Prime Video. The cast of Transylvania Television will actually be here live on Outside the Issues, and we will be able to talk to all of the puppet goodness. Yes, I
Puppet.
said puppets. We're talking about puppets. We're going to be interviewing puppets next week.
You guys check the thumbnail. There are puppets on there hanging out behind the Titans. So
It's going to be fantastic.
keep your eyes out for that. And if you can't wait till next week, check out Cat Wren and the great legend interviewing said puppets at Baltimore Comic Con.
Getting ready
That is
for
up
the
live on the
Yeti.
channel. So check that out.
Hashtag getting ready for the Yeti. If you haven't watched that interview yet, you might not get that hashtag. But that Yeti was a lot of fun. And at the very least, watch the very first episode of Transylvania Television, because all I got to say is the very first episode's going to hook you. And the very first joke, yippee buckets.
And if you need to get your Great Legend fix, you can go and check out the Great Legend interviewing this Yeti. It's one of the most surreal situations ever.
It was so much fun.
That delightful man has the mind of a child sometimes, and it's beautiful to watch. And shout out to the Great Legend, who might not be with us tomorrow night either, because he's cosplaying as Tasha. He's getting fiber. That's a little inside baseball for everybody there. Kat, you were opening a box when you joined the stream.
I got yelled at.
And I told you, why would you open a box? We're about to go live. Wait until we're live and open a box. So, Kat, you want to open a box?
Yes, I am. I got this gorgeous package from Amazon.
Ooh,
so,
nice package.
True story. I saw this figure at a con a few years ago. I saw the prototype for it, and I got super excited. And then it never got released. And then I saw it again at Baltimore, and I was like, I'm not paying that price, but I want me that figure. So I got it off of Amazon. So, sorry if you're wearing headphones.
Bam. Oh, yeah. That's cool. That is cool. I was looking at those in Baltimore, and I was like, man, I want those. I saw them when they were first released. They didn't have them available, but they had like the models there at C2E2.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have that. You couldn't actually buy them yet.
Let's see.
Well, I was going to open it. You just yanked it out of my hand. And they say I'm the mean one. Do you have a knife? There's tape right here. Please.
Go get a knife, Mark.
Thank you. Or scissors. A knife's probably more dangerous. Gene?
No, while we work on getting
Gene,
this
you attacked my mail.
Go back to the chat and see what is going on in the chat.
What should you call it?
Rye Smelts was in here. Rye Smelts said that where'd it go? There we go. He enjoyed the first episode of his Dark Materials. Rye, I'm going to go back to it, and I think that it's something worth looking into. Tony Fett remarked on your lobster.
Yes, we have a bottle opener. It's actually a lobster.
It looks like the most inconvenient bottle opener ever. It's giant.
But it's amazing, though. It is very heavy.
Is it supposed to be like mounted on a wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it mounted on the wall. I like to actually just hold it.
No worries.
Will you?
Chris Barrett says that he still needs to finish Oz, The Wire, The Sopranos, and Game of Thrones before he watches Watchmen. Apparently, his HBO subscription lapsed sometime in 1998. Dude, I'd suggest you get on all of those things. Actually, The Sopranos had a shitty end, so no need for that. Get on Game of Thrones, get on Watchmen, and if you haven't watched The Wire, Oz yet, they're kind of too dated to go back to, in my opinion. Great show, but definitely showing their age at this point.
All right, so I got a knife.
All right, we got a knife. We are a knife phase alpha.
Yeah, we are. So this is the Joe Ledbetter Robin, and I love it because it's a Robin, which
he's a bird, all right.
If you don't know me or my channel, you may not know, but Robin is one of my favorite characters of all time. I just love the Robins.
Robin is my favorite DC character.
Oh gosh. Mark, I need scissors.
Not only a knife, Mark, but scissors as well. Dude, that is
Look
awesome.
at him.
You say please.
That is
Please.
really, really, really cool
Isn't
piece.
that awesome? He's vinyl and like he's not crazy expensive. I thought he was going to be way pricier than what I ended up paying. What? Why are you laughing at me?
I wonder if I need scissors for my unboxing. Guys, I have one too. It's coming up next.
I have the scissor back.
Sure.
Bam. Look at
Look
that.
at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is sweet.
He's ready to kick some butt.
That's awesome, though. You know, it doesn't really fit Robin, though, because with those wings, he's got big hands, and we all know that Robin's got baby hands.
He looks so cool.
That's cool. I like the detail, like the little black lines on the cape. Just a little, just gives it a little sense of depth.
I like the fact that it looks like he's about ready to like kung fu kick you.
That's pretty awesome.
And he's got like one eye squinted.
Yeah, of course he does.
That's amazing.
He's got to see you better.
Dude, I love this.
That is awesome.
And they even have the little like artist alley artwork or whatever hidden inside this box, which I don't think I can get out without like completely destroying this box right now. But it's right back in there, so you can take that out and do whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah.
Show us the back of the box, the other figures they have available.
Oh, okay. So here are the other figures they have available. They have a Batman bat, a penguin that's literally a penguin, and then a Catwoman that has gloves on and like razor blades glued to the gloves.
That's pretty awesome.
And like it doesn't show it here, but on the Catwoman's tail, okay, it'll show it right here. On her tail, she has a stolen necklace with a big diamond.
That's pretty cool.
So they're actually kind of detail oriented.
Yeah, that's really neat. You know, it's like Funkos. Like Funkos are so simple, so simplistic, right? But sometimes they just change a little detail on a Funko. It's like the littlest of things, and just change it into another complete layer of nerddom that I really love. And I think that's what's made them so successful in that vinyl game. But I think that all kinds of artists and all kinds of different vinyl figures are just really, really cool. Now, I've got something to unbox as well, guys. We got 8 watching, so let's check back with the chat again. Rye Smelts, Chris Barrett are still in there. Tony Fett says it was awesome to see us all in Baltimore. And it was awesome to see you on stream on last Friday as well, Tony. So thank you for that, and stop by anytime. Now, I'm going to make my screen big here real quick, and we're going to look at, bam, this is the 14.5-inch Hulk from Marvel Legends.
Yeah. Dude, I like the faces. Zoom in on those faces real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Or show us his faces real quick. I like that.
With 2 heads.
Rage and screaming rage.
Right? He's got 2 sets of hands. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. This thing goes for quite a pretty penny on the internets. That's a 1999 sticker from Ollie's.
Dude, I love Ollie's.
Yeah.
I spent way too much at Ollie's.
You know the badass thing about this Hulk is I'm going to unbox him right now. I'm going to show you guys what he has to offer. And we're going to get into that right away. But the coolest thing about this Hulk, you see that right there? Bam. I'm going to run a contest, guys, on the Comic Core. Okay? Because not only did I get this Hulk, I got 2 of them. And I'm going to give one away. So after this weekend, probably Friday night, you know what? Tomorrow night, I'll put together a contest and let you guys know what the rules are. This is a giant freaking box.
That's huge.
I'll put together some rules for you guys and we'll do a contest. It's going to be simple. No making videos, just leaving comments on a bunch of our videos. Oh, shit. I'm knocking shit around. He's just too big. Too much to handle. So we'll figure something out and we'll give one of these bastards away. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Rest in peace, your eardrums, gang.
All that.
All that work for just a little head.
Yeah, but it's a screaming head, though, so it's worth it.
Oh, the smell of plastic. It's so great. I might need scissors as well, Mark. No,
Like they really put them in there, huh?
oh, I mean, yeah, these things are well packed. 12 inches are well packed, and this
No
is
joke.
It's not.
and this is 14.5 inches of pure Hulk madness. But that he scales with the other 12-inch Marvel Legends. And he's secured at all of his limbs. Unfortunately, this is going to take some time. Mark, you want a Hulk?
Mark, do you want a Hulk?
Do I want a Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted a Hulk.
You can join our contest.
You can join our contest.
We have a contest.
Yeah, you can put that Hulk next to your Deadpool. That's also Marvel Legends.
Jesus, this is loud.
Dude, like,
Man.
zoom in on his feet. He's huge. look how huge, like, everything, like, that's a massive figure.
He's
That's
got
like,
articulation out the wazoo.
Oh yeah, he does.
I have a
Dude.
cave troll from Lord of the Rings that's not that big.
This guy's huge. He's massive. Damn. Look at this Hulk. He can do the splits. He's gonna punch you in the head.
Chris Barrett's got a point. It's a Colossus Hulk. Do they have a Colossus that's that size?
They do not have a Colossus that's this size.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
unfortunate.
Cat.
That's unfortunate.
You
He is
would.
a hefty figure. Man, and I'm going to be giving away another one of these, a minty fresh in the box on the Comic Core. Check us out tomorrow night to learn more about that. But man, he's got the interchangeable hands. Like his joints are nice and tight too. Sometimes you pull these out and they're all loosey goosey. And this guy's going to need actually some warming up before he can hit some poses, but he's pretty dope. I'm going to put the angry head on him.
I think the angry head's the better one. It's like screaming rage.
Like he's like looking at his watch and he's like, I'm late.
You should put a what? You should put like one of those 90s
Swatches.
No, you should put like a Reptar watch.
I should get him a Tamagotchi.
Dude, I had one of those for like 7 years and then it died and we had a funeral and everything. It was very
To kill your
devastating.
Tamagotchi.
It was very devastating.
See, he doesn't have a waist swivel, which I kind of have an issue with. But this diaphragm joint is kind of tough too.
I had the little purple Tamagotchi. It's buried in my parents' backyard.
Dude, this Hulk is badass. The detail on his jeans. He's got like
I like the little like rips that they included.
there's little flaps of material,
Spray.
not just paint. It's badass, man. I dig this thing. This is awesome. I'm gonna have a tough time finding a spot for him. But I'll tell you what, I've got another one and we're going to be giving it away. So back to your regularly scheduled programming. Yeah, Hulk don't swivel at the waist, but he does have a nice ab crunch on him. Like he can almost get it done. He's doing a great job.
Almost get it done. Midnighter, say hi.
Aw, it's Midnighter.
Yeah, he's gotten a
Okay,
little chunky. That's who he's named after, yeah.
He's named after the gay Batman.
Yeah, openly.
Yeah, he'd be getting some loving.
Openly gay Batman, yeah.
Oh yeah, he ain't got no qualms.
Happily
Yeah,
married.
I like how he's hanging out with Grayson a lot in that run.
Grayson swings both ways.
I'm not sure if that's true.
Yes, it is.
Is that like after Nightwing 93 when he was scarred?
Nightwing's been raped more than once. I'm
It's
just going to
true.
say it now.
Sure, he gets a lot of rapage.
He's been raped more than once.
Rice Melts, did I say I found him at Ollie's? Yeah, at Ollie's for $20. I bought the last 3. I sold one to my comic shop owner at cost because he's a good dude, and it's a good piece. And I'm keeping one for me, and I'm giving one away.
There's a lot of good stuff at Ollie's right now. We just bought
Yeah.
a ton of stuff
Oh,
for our
yeah.
nieces and nephew.
So hit up
Here
the
we go, get
Ollie's
out of the
on your
trunk.
way out for Christmas shopping. Some good stuff there, man.
That's a lot of stuff.
Count Von Strange says, "Don't put him up high.
Do you want to go grab
Calls, he
the
may kill you." Count Von Strange, I sleep in a very tiny room and under a shadow of long boxes to stack to the ceiling on a tool shelf. And if I die, it will be covered in comic books. I'm definitely, I don't keep any figures above me that are going to fall and crush my skull. I made my mistake once with my Marvel Legends Galactus. He fell off a shelf over my bed and smacked me right in the face. It was not cool. Going back to the chat, Chaos and Comics is in the chat. Good to see him, as well as Count Von Strange. Chris Barrett is still hanging out with Rye Smelts, chapping it up. Tony Fett in here as well. We got 13 watching, and we heard Chris Barrett said something earlier about Disney Plus. Kat, are you psyched for Disney Plus?
Yes.
I'm super psyched for Disney Plus.
I'm so excited.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying not only are we getting the vault, and we're getting a lot of the Fox properties that they got their hands on, but we're also getting a lot of newer stuff, which I know everyone's thinking like, oh, she's going to talk about the comic stuff. No, I'm saying I'm super pumped about the live action Lady and the Tramp. I've had this thing on the calendar because of Lady and the Tramp. I'm buying this thing for talking dogs and talking cats. It's happening.
You know what? We don't have to limit what we buy this for because I pulled up the list of what's going to be on Disney Plus launch day. Let's take a look at what's going to be on Disney Plus on launch day. Up here at the top, number 1, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You also get Pinocchio, Swiss Family Robinson, Fantasia, The Reluctant Dragon, Dumbo, Bambi, Saludos Amigos. I don't even know what that is.
I know what that is. It's
Three
the
Caballeros.
birds.
I love the Three Caballeros. That's the Mexico ride in Epcot Center. Donald Duck and the Three Caballeros. Miracle on 34th Street, the original. Fun and Fancy Free. Melody Time. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Oh, that's
Cinderella.
cute.
Treasure Island. Alice in Wonderland. The Story of Robin Hood and His Merry Men. Peter Pan. The Living Desert. The Vanishing Prairie. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. David Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. I grew up on that nonsense. That is going to be so good to watch that stuff again. Lady and the Tramp. The African Lion. Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. Secret of Life. Story of Perry. I don't know what that is. Old Yeller. White
That's going
Wilderness.
to depress some kids, Old Yeller.
Right? The Shaggy Dog. The Sign of Zorro. Darby O'Gill and the Little People. It's been forever since I've watched Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Jungle Cat.
I
Pollyanna.
forgot the Shaggy Dog was a thing.
Swiss Family Robinson from 1960.
Yes. Oh my god.
There's just so much great stuff.
Dude, I'm excited.
Wow.
I'm excited.
The Absent-Minded Professor. The Prince and the Pauper.
The Incredible Journey.
The Incredible Journey is an incredible journey. I can't
Oh,
wait
I
to watch
love The Incredible Journey.
that, right?
Homeward Bound. and
Those
Homeward Bound
Callaways.
2.
The
I'm so
Adventure of Bullwood
excited.
Griffin. The Jungle Book. Blackbeard's Ghost is a great movie. The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. I've never even heard of that. I'm excited to figure out what the hell it is. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks is on here. I'm just kind of checking in
The
on the things I know
Aristocats.
and the things that I've
Robin
never heard
Hood.
of.
I saw That Darn Cat. That's a really cute one. Herbie Rides Again.
The Apple Dumpling Gang.
Uh,
The Shaggy DA.
Freaky Friday. The Rescuers.
Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, followed by Pete's
Pete's
Dragon.
Dragon.
The Muppet Movie.
The Cat from Outer Space. I've never even heard of that before.
Spider-Woman.
That sounds kind of awesome.
Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. You got the Great
Fox and the
Paper.
Hound.
Spider-Man TV series from 1981. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Tron. Return of the Jedi. Return to Oz. The Black Cauldron. Gummy Bears. Come on, man. Fuzz Bucket. The Great Mouse Detective. DuckTales. Don't talk about that in front of Don Rosa. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is on here. Willow is a great movie.
Oliver and Company.
I love Oliver and Company.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Turner and Hooch. The Little Mermaid.
The Simpsons. Okay, so The Simpsons, I was super excited when they announced this because they have all of The Simpsons that are going to be streaming from start to finish. So I'm so excited. They're still going right now.
Now, right here is where I get really excited because we said DuckTales, but DuckTales, the movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp, followed by Tailspin, followed by The Rescuers Down Under, right?
Yep.
And then you go down Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous, guys. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck is going to be on there. Can't wait. Goof
X-Men.
Troop. Love Goof Troop. And then X-Men, the animated series. Like, you follow Goof Troop with X-Men, the animated series, you're going to make so many people happy. This is like the cheapest of all of the damn services. Hocus Pocus, if you didn't watch it enough times on ABC Family this year.
Dude, Boy Meets World.
Boy
that
Meets
was like
World.
my childhood.
Boy Meets World is great. I love me some Topanga. Nightmare Before Christmas. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Blank Check was a great kids movie.
The Lion King.
Camp Nowhere, that was a great movie as well. The Iron Man TV series. The Fantastic Four. Gargoyles.
Heavyweights.
Heavyweights was a great movie too. The Goofy movie. Operation Dumbo Drop, if you're into a really shitty movie.
Timon and Pumbaa.
Toy Story. James and the Giant Peach. Kazam is in here.
101 Dalmatians.
The Mighty Ducks, the animated series. No, I've never heard of that.
I've heard of it.
Quack Pack. I liked Quack
fabulous.
Pack. That Darn Cat. There you are.
97. Smart Guy.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Yeah.
Hercules. Pooh's Grand Adventure.
Recess.
Recess is great.
Flubber.
The Silver Surfer. Shout out to my man Galvin. Brave Little Toaster. The Brave Little Toaster is a really, really messed up movie.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
If you rewatch it as an adult, yes, it is.
Yep. But it's worth checking out. And then they did sequels that I never heard of.
Dude, Brink. I only remember Brink because I was looking up a bunch of stuff for the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah.
And, Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, things like that. And in Chainsaw Massacre 3D, the girl in that was one of the main leads in Brink. And I was like, oh my God, Brink was a thing. It's not a good movie.
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about Brink, but I can tell you what.
It's a skating movie.
I do know that we're starting to get into a lot of the
Halloween Town. A
lot of the made for Disney Channel movies on here that are going to make a lot of people in their early 20s very, very happy people. Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. My little sister watched the hell out of that.
I wanted to be Xenon so bad when I was a little girl.
I've never seen it.
You're missing out on life.
There's no
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You is a fantabulous movie.
That's my favorite chick flick.
It's my favorite.
That and 27 Dresses.
It's my favorite movie with Heath Ledger in it where he doesn't play the Joker.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
Smart House.
Johnny Tsunami.
I wanted
Spider-Man Unlimited. That's a good series, guys. Star Wars.
Don't Look Under the Bed was good. It's all about the boogeyman.
It looks like we're going to get all Avengers United They Stand. We're going to get all of the Disney Channel Avengers series are going to be on here. And those are actually really, really good. They're better than you would think they are. Even Stevens is going to be on here if you want to see what's his name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf before he lost his damn mind.
Dude, okay, so Dinosaur's on this list, and Dinosaur has a special place in my heart because my brother and I went to go see that, and our mom went to go see Gladiator. However, Dinosaur is a much shorter film than Gladiator, and apparently it was just us and an elderly couple, so we're two asshole kids, and we decided to basically annoy the shit out of this old couple right before the movie started. And they ended up walking out, so it was just us in the entire theater for the entire movie, and it was fantastic. I think we were like maybe 6 and 8 at the time.
I've never seen the movie Dinosaur. I did ride the ride.
It's cute. It is. It's very well done if you have munchkins in your life.
Let's see. We go down
it's
here.
Way better. It's way better than Ice Age, but it didn't get all the sequels that Ice Age did.
Remember the Titans, guys. Do you guys remember the Titans?
I remember the Titans.
I remember the Titans.
I don't remember the Titans.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. I remember that.
And after that, the origin of X-23 in X-Men Evolution.
Yep.
Lizzie McGuire's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Recess School's out.
On the sequel.
Xenon the sequel.
Yes.
Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's so much stuff on here. Monsters Inc. 'Twas the Night. Snow Dogs. Peter Pan Return to Neverland.
Cadet Kelly.
Oh, Cadet Kelly.
I remember Cadet Kelly.
Attack of the Clones. Kim Possible.
Kim Possible.
The Country Bears.
I remember the Country
Bears. Everlasting was a movie.
Dude, this was my childhood.
Treasure Planet.
You Wish.
So Raven. So you're going to have every single Disney Channel original show pretty much on here. Pirates of the Caribbean, that entire series is going to be on here. Stitch the movie. There's a lot of good stuff on here, guys.
Pixel Perfect.
We're now getting into stuff that I never even heard of a lot of. Z3, Xenon, the entire Xenon trilogy, guys. If you don't know about Xenon, get on that Xenon train.
Halloween Town High. Yep.
The Incredibles. Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas and Once Upon a Christmas. Really, really great Christmas cartoons, guys.
They are actually.
My daughter was obsessed with Twice Upon a Christmas when she was a kid, and she had it in this portable DVD player and played it for probably about a year straight. Nothing else ever went in there before it broke.
The Pacifier has a really great thing where they make The Rock do a whole dance thing. It's not The Rock. It's not. It's,
Vin Diesel.
What's his name?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Whatever. Yeah. Same thing.
If you guys have not seen The Pacifier, but you're my age and you saw Mr. Nanny, you've seen The Pacifier. It's just a remake. It's just a remake of Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan, which is a better movie.
Chicken Little.
The Emperor's New School.
I didn't see The Emperor's New Groove on here.
It was on there.
Okay.
I've been scrolling pretty fast because this list is very long. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. If you guys got ears, it's time for Cheers. Anybody with kids out there?
Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Yeah, I was that kid.
Another Fantastic Four cartoon here.
Return to Halloween Town.
The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
Yeah.
Those movies just keep getting worse.
They did, actually. My Friends Tigger and Pooh.
Phineas and Ferb. If you guys like good shows, watch Phineas and Ferb. That show is amazing. Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus, Best of Both Worlds concert movie.
Wow.
So before she was a hoe. She used to sing songs to kids.
That was a while ago.
The Clone Wars is going to be on there in full Clone Wars.
Wally.
Regalia. Wally, yes. Cheetah
love
Girls,
me.
One World. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Bolt, that was a good one.
I
Iron Man
love
Armored
Bolt.
Adventures. Wolverine and the X-Men. Yes, Wolverine and the X-Men. That is the greatest X-Men cartoon. You can fight me in the street over X-Men 92. Wolverine and the X-Men was so deep and so great, and it ended on a cliffhanger where they're going to do Age of Apocalypse, and then Disney bought Marvel, and then they stopped making it on Nickelodeon, and it just stopped. But it was so great. It was really good. Jonas,
No.
the Wizards of Waverly Place movie.
Keep going.
There's a lot of stuff on here that I've never even heard of. Good Luck Charlie is a great show. Used to watch that with my kid all the time.
Avalon
Adventures
High,
of
I know.
Yeah, Avalon High. Okay. Tangled. There's a good one. Tron Legacy. Lots of really good little kid shows on here too. So this is going to be great for families. It's like $7 for a month. Like, how do you beat that? Jessie, that chick on there is hot.
She
Don't get me
just
wrong.
had the second season of her show on Netflix come out.
What show is that?
Insatiable.
Okay, she
The
hot on
first
that
season
too.
was spectacular, but the second season just got released. I haven't seen it yet, but
Gravity Falls, guys. Gravity Falls is amazing.
Brave.
It's like one of those the cartoons that has so much stuff in there for the adults. It's just really, really good. A little bit of a Rick and Morty crossover there on Gravity Falls too. Okay, awesome. Wreck-It Ralph,
Brave is amazing.
The Wizard Returns, Iron Man 3, Avengers Assemble, Hulk and the Agents of Smash.
Thor: The Dark World.
That's a good movie. Fight me. That movie.
No,
is
I liked
good.
it.
I thought it was good stuff. Saving Mr. Banks was a fun movie.
Frozen. I
Marvel
love
Studios
Frozen.
assembling a universe. It's like some sort of small thing. Girl Meets World, The Boy Meets World sequel spinoff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy's on there. Star Wars Rebels. Big Hero 6. Lego Star Wars. All those Lego Star Wars movies are going to be on here. Age of Ultron. Inside Out. Lego Star Wars Droid's Tale. Ant-Man. Guardians of the
Descendants.
Galaxy TV series. The Descendants. If you've got tweens in your life, you know the Descendants are a big freaking deal.
Yes, they are. You know, for some 20-year-olds, the Descendants are a big deal. You know, Dove Cameron's a queen. That's all I gotta say.
The dude from what's it called? Letterkenny's in there too.
Yeah, he is.
He didn't have any lines though. Not the one
Yeah.
I watched with the little ones in my life. Rogue One. All kinds of good stuff on here. The remake
Some of these I've never
Dragon
even
was
heard of before.
terrible. Newsies, the Broadway musical. A couple of Tangled spin-offs. Puppy Dog Pals, that sounds like it's fun. Descendants 2. Spider-Man, the TV series.
Vampirina, my niece is gonna love that.
Inhumans. Inhumans is going to be on here, guys. Inhumans. You guys remember Inhumans?
I remember Inhumans.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
it's bad. We can all watch it together.
I would say
We can
I'm gonna have to
pass.
catch up on a lot
This-
of this. I've never seen like half of these.
There's a lot of these are documentaries now at this point. Marvel Rising, Secret Warriors. Never watched that. Dude, we're at this is launch day and we're at 613 titles.
Dude.
Captain Marvel. the new
Dumbo.
Gordon Ramsay, he's got his own show here. The Marvel Hero Project.
I love Gordon Ramsay.
The Mandalorian is the last thing on the list, and that is 629, right after Lady and the Tramp 2019. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I mean, what? What is
Here-
that?
Yeah, he's gonna have his own like show.
He's gonna have his own Jeff Goldblum show.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they announced like a few months ago.
Well, slap my ass and call me Charlie because I don't.
Yeah, he's gonna have his own show where he's basically like.
I'd still be freaking out if I knew about that. If I knew about that previous, I'd still be freaking out about it now.
Yeah,
freaking out about it.
Yeah, I knew that.
Jeez,
I knew that before I knew about Lady and the Tramp, the live action.
Kat, why don't you tell me things?
I'm sorry.
Chris Barrett says Puppy Dog Pals is a very fun show.
Puppy Dog Pals is adorable. My niece loves it. And Hissy is awesome in that. That's the name of the cat.
KSM Comics, I'm going to have to question your judgment on that one. If Inhumans got better, I'm going to take your word for it at the same time because I did not watch it after the first episode.
Chris Barrett, I'm going to have to disagree with you. He says nothing is better than Ice Age. Dinosaurs is better than Ice Age.
A lot of things are better than Ice Age.
It's way better than Ice Age. It's way better than any of the Ice Age movies. Come at me, Chris Barrett. I ain't scared.
Hey, Downright Nerdy Podcast is in the chat.
What's that?
Hey, did Chad send you the link?
I thought he did.
We were going to have Downright Nerdy Podcast on to and talk about some entertainment stuff, but Chad said he sent the link.
Did you eat all the candy?
There we go.
Okay. You know how I showed him? I showed off all the cookies.
What's going on, man?
Hi, you made it.
How are you? Good evening.
Hello.
Man, we were just going over the extensive lineup of day one content for the Disney Plus app.
Oh,
I was planning on getting that.
I was driving home.
What's that?
I was listening to you guys as I was driving home.
Oh, sweet, man. Do you plan on getting yourself the Disney Plus app day one? And if so, what are you most excited for?
Yep, already got it. Obviously, Mandalorian is top of my list, but it was cutting in and out when you guys were talking about it on my way home, but they have a whole, everything that Disney ever made is pretty much going to be on this thing.
There's very little that's not.
Very exciting. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. There's a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen since I was a kid because maybe I had the VHS and just lost over the years. And man, I can't wait. And plus, I have a little niece, a couple nieces right now that are around 2 years old. So they're going to get to experience the things that I grew up with, me and my sister and things like that. It's so exciting.
I'm super excited to watch like Davy Crockett and think of my grandfather because he used to show us all those movies and he's passed away a couple years ago, but that's gonna be bringing up all the nostalgia for me is those old studio Disney movies that got nice VHS releases in the early 80s. And, we've all seen them, but it's been a while since I watched those old school films.
Did you guys see? I think they had, God, what was that? It was that dog movie, The
Incredible Journey.
Bound? No, Homeward Bound or
Lady and the Tramp is going to have a live action.
I don't know. We just went over 600 different things. I can't remember any of them.
You're talking about Homeward Bound. So Homeward Bound is affiliated with The Incredible Journey. It's kind of like it's like a continuation to it.
Got it. Okay. Man,
but I didn't see Homeward Bound or Homeward Bound 2 on it, but I saw Incredible Journey. But Lady and the Tramp's getting a new live action that I'm pretty excited about.
This is a great comment. I'm going to cover you up there for a minute. It says, aggressively relaxing, says, I imagine telling a younger version of myself that one day there will be a TV show that features Karnak getting laid in a field of weed and everyone will hate it. That's absolutely poetic. Yeah, that comment wins the internet for the night. Aggressively relaxing. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, no, most people did hate that Inhumans show. And the thing that really made me upset about it, we're going to go on a little Inhumans tangent real quick, is that, man, I love the Inhumans. And nobody says that shit. Nobody says that. But when Marvel was all like, wow, we don't have time to do the X-Men. Let's do the Inhumans. And everybody's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm all mad that the X-Men aren't on the center stage. No, Charles Soule's Inhuman series is absolutely wonderful. Inhumanity was really cool, and all of the crossovers and tie-ins leading up through Death of Inhumans, I enjoyed it all. So, hate on me if you want, but there are people out there that read Batgirl.
Chris Barrett.
So what are we
you're not
watching
scared,
these
Pat.
days over there at the Downright Nerdy podcast? What are you guys focused on over there? I know you guys were hyped about Picard. Has that started yet?
No, so that actually starts on Saturday. Big Trek fan. Well, me, not so much Riley, but I grew up watching Star Trek Next Generation with my pops back in the day when it was still going. And that kind of got me in. That was my introduction to.
Uh-oh.
Hi.
I think we have a digital
Connection issue.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Little connection issue, bud.
Yeah, you're buffering.
Are you hardwired?
No, I am not. I have a house guest today, and they are.
Man, we waited for you all night. Now you're a robot.
Full robot.
He is full robot.
Can you say danger, Will Robinson?
Danger. Sorry, it's not funny.
Yeah, Michael, I think we're losing you there, buddy.
I think we are.
Are you hardwired?
No, he said he's not hardwired.
Oh,
there he goes. Oh, man. Aw.
He'll be back, right?
Aw. Man,
Anywho,
there goes our guest.
while he's trying to come back, let's get back to the chat.
Yeah, let's get back
Barrett,
to the chat.
you say, I'm not scared. All right. I know you're not scared, Kat. That's why I won't come at you. Chris, you're a smart man.
Yeah,
You're
he's
a smart,
finally
smart
learned
man.
something.
We're good, Chris. We're
Chris
good.
Barrett also says it's not true that they don't have Song of the South in there. They don't have Song of the South anywhere in the United States, my friend.
Oh.
You can't find it anymore.
Yeah, they have Bolt, Chris.
They did have Bolt. I think
They
I
have
brought that
Bolt.
up.
Yeah, we both talked about that.
Something about John Travolta as a cute dog, though. It's a little weird.
But it's him and Miley Cyrus.
Chris Barrett also pitching in here. He hates it because he's not the one getting laid in the field of weed. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. And John's Comics with Kids came in with, Michael, great to see you on the core. Downright Nerdy is good people. You know what? They're good, but they might be robots. I heard him talk, and he was kind of robotic there for a minute.
Robot with what, fake human skin?
Yeah, I think
is he a Terminator?
He might be a Terminator. He might be a T-1000 or 2000 or 6000 or 7000. He's got he's a T something thousand.
He's a T something. Make it into a shirt.
Yeah, man, we were excited to have Downright Nerdy Podcast join us and shoot the shit about all the entertainment stuff that they cover and we cover, and it'd be a great little crossover for us. But apparently, it is not meant to be. We're coming up on 1 hour live. 1 hour live, Kat. So we're going to start saying goodbyes shortly.
But before we say goodbye, would you guys like an update on Mark and the cookies situation?
How many cookies are left, Kat? Okay, we'll stay live until Mark finishes over.
There's a lot of cookies in there.
Guys, keep talking.
Says if you want Song of the South, you have to pay too much for a VHS tape.
True.
All right, we got Mike back.
Yeah.
Yay!
You're back.
I had to move rooms. That was terrible. Oh gosh, do something here.
So you were saying Picard starts soon.
Yeah, so Picard starts Saturday. So pretty much what we're doing, we're going to be going over every season of Star Trek, The Next Generation, getting ready for Star Trek Picard. And am I still a robot?
No, you're working out fine.
Oh, hey, look who joined.
Hey,
Hi.
Comic
how's
Core.
it going?
I have a backpack on still.
Yeah, he just got home from school. So Saturday we got Star Trek Picard coming, the preparation. So it's all going to be mainly specific. It'll be more of a character study on Jean-Luc Picard and trying to get in touch with where he's at, where we last left him with Star Trek Nemesis, that great Star Trek movie that everyone loves talking about, and seeing what happens, trying to see how he gets to where he's at the beginning of Star Trek Picard, which he looks like he's taken a page out of the Logan movie, where he's kind of a broken man, going from someone who is super elite and pretty much powerful and looking just extremely broken. Seeing how that can actually happen to somebody. Got a ton of people that are from other podcasters and YouTubers that are going to be guesting or hosting with me. Except with the exception of the first episode on Saturday, pretty much every other episode I got 1 to 5 people coming. So if anybody is a Next Generation fan, wants to jump on and have your 2 cents on whichever season, man, just shoot me a message. I'd be happy to have you.
That sounds awesome. Now, do we know with Picard, is this a continuation of the previous continuity, or is this is kind of a different relaunch reboot?
No, so this will take place. This will not take place in the J.J. Abrams universe area. This will take place in the original timeline.
That's awesome. So,
yeah.
I mean, they're going to have the opportunity to play off everything that happened after Next Generation. You're talking about like the Deep Space Nine stuff. Any of that stuff is going to be able to come up into the continuity of this new show.
I would absolutely. I wouldn't count it out, because we already are seeing a crossover with 7 of 9 from Voyager. She's going to be a character. She was the Borg that was
right. They found her.
Right.
She was like Borged.
Yeah.
Borg, but still hot.
Nothing. She is absolutely still right to this day.
Right. Like how do they make the Borg bangable?
They got all kinds.
That was a bit of a stretch.
Hand. Yeah, I said it. That's what she said.
It's all going over my head. I've never seen Next Generation.
Have you seen any Star Trek?
Yes, I've seen a few episodes here or there, and then I've seen the most recent movies.
Are you talking about the original series or just the movies?
I saw some of the series that has it's got OG Captain Kirk in it.
Yeah, that's the OG series.
I saw some of that, and then I've seen all of the more recent films.
So you've seen the Kirk Spock films, the J.J. Abrams variety.
I haven't seen a lot of Star Trek.
I watched a lot of Next Generation when it was airing live, and there wasn't a lot of other genre TV on. But like I kind of aged down of it. I feel like in a way that I didn't age down of comic books and that kind of stuff, like or pro wrestling. It's kind of like Trek was just like meh. I was always a Star Wars, over Star Trek guy. I did enjoy the Next Generation.
I loved. Obviously, I'm a huge Star Wars fan as well. I mean, Mandalorian is top of my list for upcoming Star Wars stuff. There's just so much involved with the world build or quote unquote world building of Star Trek that it almost gets me excited for the future. I mean, they had just kind of looking at the technology that they had in the 60s when they were making the original series. They had iPads essentially, right? And they had eventually they ended up with phasers that looked like little what were those called? Dustbusters? I don't know how that
right.
You know, the Dustbuster phaser.
Dustbuster phasers from Next Generation.
Yeah.
You know what that was? Is Paramount didn't want them using guns.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So everyone had a remote control with a big ass TV screen, and that's essentially my future, right? Already, it's
Right.
kind of neat.
I was always fantasy over science fiction. So,
Mhm.
but I like the space stuff, and then it gets you going. And I was a big fan of Voyager when that first started.
Mhm.
It was kind of that pocket universe of Star Trek where they're like, no, we're going to go into this fourth quadrant nobody ever goes to. We're going to see things we never ever see. And then it's like by the time the show started losing steam, they're like, all right, throw the fucking Borg in there, and we'll just do the same thing we were doing over here.
Yeah, I found that Star Trek fans are a small niche in this in nowadays. It almost feels like I'm finding it difficult to find them.
Well, it's like the convention scene, like it
Yeah.
used to be Star Trek conventions,
Yeah.
right? And then other conventions kind of took over. You don't see as many Star Trek conventions as you saw when we were younger, but now you see conventions that kind of are all encompassing all over the place every weekend in every city in America.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's a fun time to. I mean, I feel like I don't know. When do you think this like nerd culture finally became cool and everybody started doing this? When was this? Maybe about.
See, that's the thing is I don't think it's any more or less cool than it ever was. I think though that you're getting the opportunity to realize that it's more popular because the people are all connected via the internet.
I feel like it's more accepting now.
Right.
Like it's okay to wear a Batman symbol on your chest or like sport, a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers shirt or something. Where
right.
Years back you'd be called a nerd or made fun of, but now it's okay.
Yeah, I tell people that I talk about comics on the internet, and they look at me like, "What is wrong with you?" Right? I still get that look from everyday people. I mean, there's no shame in it. We're all doing the same thing. We're all having a good time. We're finding our people. We're finding our tribe, and we're doing that through multimedia that is connected via high-speed internet. And that's the same thing for me as like, what's his name? Aubrey. He's a writer, got in a lot of trouble he was writing G.I. Joe. Aubrey Sitterson, right? He also does a wrestling podcast, and he does this thing, and he's a big metalhead, and he always says that, this is how I find my tribe is I go to metal concerts wearing wrestling t-shirts, and I go to wrestling events wearing metal t-shirts, and the people that I see at wrestling events wearing metal t-shirts and the people that I see at metal shows wearing wrestling t-shirts, that's my tribe. They're the intersection of nerddom where I find my people. And I think that that's a good way of looking at it. Like, we're all different Venn diagrams. That's the one thing I love about being part of the Comic Corps is that everybody has something different that they bring to the table. But the common thing is that we're bringing something to the table. It's like I'm a Marvel guy. Kat's a DC girl. That we get together and mesh very well because we have two different points of view that bring to the table.
And I'm an indie guy. I like my indie.
Right.
There
But it's not like I don't read DC stuff and I don't read indie stuff, and it's not like I don't like Star Trek. It's just I'm more of a Star Wars guy. But it's like everybody is on the same path where we're all into pop culture, and I don't think that it's a wave that's going to crash. I don't. I think that there are so many facets to it that the nerd culture itself it builds its own thing, right? So it's not Marvel, and it's not DC, and it's not Star Trek, and it's not Star Wars, and it's not comics, and it's not action figures. It's the fact that everybody has something that they're into, right? That's the thing. The thing isn't, because if comics go away, TV shows aren't going away, right? And if TV shows go away, streaming service isn't going away. They're not going to stop making movies, right? They're not going to stop making video games. They're not going to stop making cartoons that need to appeal to a wider demographic than just children. They're not going to stop making these things because there's the demographics there that want these forms of entertainment. And there are the artists and the creators that use these forms of entertainment to tell their stories, to get their point of view across. And it's just never going to go anywhere. There might be a day and an age where, conventions are no longer seen as the norm. But at the same time, like, there's no difference between somebody who dresses up in a cosplay, right, and goes to a Comic-Con to buy Spider-Man memorabilia than there is to that dude who wears way too many pieces of accoutrement to a football game, right? And he's like diehard Notre Dame fan who has to have the Fighting Irish tattooed on his ass. Like, it's the same dude, right? It's just a different topic. And I think that the internet has given us a way that we can all get together and be on the same page as collectors, as weirdos, as people on the fringe, and realize that, hey, when there's so many people on the fringe, it's not the fringe anymore. So I think that it's not really going anywhere.
I think you hit the nail on the head, and I think with the boom of the high-speed internet and the new and actual good pieces of programming, like the Avengers franchise, and even sitcoms like Big Bang Theory, where it almost glorifies and normalizes everything too. It helps people that are maybe, or it did back in the day, because when I was a kid, I got stuffed into a locker a couple of times. I've actually told the story a couple of times, and it wasn't a fun thing. But I mean, now people it's almost it is normal, and no one would get stuffed in a locker for something like that. But I gotta say, man, this is probably the most exciting time to be in this type of community, right? Because there's so many people with so many different points of view and so many different likes and dislikes. It's fun. I mean, we can talk about how much we love Rod the Rican and all, and their Four Horsemen clan, but we got our own. I got a new one right now. You ready for this? The three prongs of the trident. We got Marvel, we got DC, and we got Indie right here.
There you go. Three prongs.
We'll have everyone can have their own say without without anything. We just enjoy each other's commentary, and like you said, we bring someone to the table each time.
Yeah, it's a great time, honestly, to be a fan. When you've got all of these big companies bending over backwards to prove themselves to this demographic, is kind of great. Everybody wants their comic property, and everybody wants their TV show, and everybody wants to be able to utilize this IP to build a universe, and I think that's we all just come out winners in the end.
Speaking of all these multimedia people trying to do all this, you're obviously getting Disney Plus. Kat, you getting HBO Max when it comes out?
What's the difference between the current HBO and that HBO?
So HBO Max will also incorporate all of Warner Brothers productions, which will actually have a whole slew of. They just announced a whole bunch of.
It's going to be the Green Lantern.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Green Lantern, Nightwing, and oh geez.
It gives me the impression that DC Universe app is going to be going away.
Well, the DC Universe app is going to be absorbed in HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Then yeah, sure. I'm getting it. I'll just change my subscription.
Yeah, I'll be in for that too.
You're cut off.
I need to watch my Watchmen until that's done, at least.
And
They just said DC Universe is going to go away. So it changes. It'll be fine.
Really?
Mark, don't worry about the budget.
Don't worry about the budget. Remember, I'm the accountant.
You keep Mama happy, and you don't worry about the budget.
Look, all of his cookies are gone. This thing was full.
Man.
It was 3 layers deep.
It means we're going to have to sign off soon when the ambulance gets there to take Mark in for diabetic shock.
Totally worth it.
Yeah,
Were the cookies good? Hey, if the cookies were good, it's okay.
Yeah, they were great.
Last night for dinner, I had an entire row and a half of Oreos with a big old glass of whole milk. Happy.
Wow.
I used to, when I drank milk, I would eat Oreos and Chips Ahoy with milk all the time. But now I can't do milk anymore. Once I went
used
almond
to
milk,
be
I never
double
went back.
stuffed.
But the thing is about almond milk is it's not good for Dunkin' cookies.
No, almond milk is only good for coffee. I've learned that. I can't
I don't
have
eat
cereal
anymore.
and I can't have cookies with milk anymore.
Right.
Like I haven't had cow's milk in almost 3 years now, and I tried it the other day and I felt like vomiting. It was really bad.
Yeah,
almond milk is good for keeping stray cats away from my house.
Although you guys talk about
my
Oreos,
husband's
though.
lactose, so
I used to sit there with a jar of
almonds
peanut
good
butter,
for a lot of things.
And dunk Oreos and peanut butter.
like crunchy peanut butter. I'd like scoop it out.
Yeah, he's a
That's a
weirdo.
good call.
That is a good call. I don't know if
Maybe
I'm high enough for
He
that.
got the big thing of Nutella at the
I know what
grocery
I'm doing
store
right
and
now.
asked if he could get it, and I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, but why do you need the big thing of Nutella?" And he's like, "Cause I want
So I
it."
get my hand in there.
Because it's there.
Because why not?
This big thing of Nutella.
I keep saying I always want, like, when you get like a salsa thing at the grocery store. My biggest pet peeve is when you can't put your hand in. You got to play that game.
Yeah, for the
They need
chip.
to have they need to have a container where it's smaller at the bottom than it is at the top, so it just creates control.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
Right?
Why don't you like? We need to make a show.
Oh,
We need to make a show talking about containers. You need to tell them about your idea.
There's somebody out there to listen to just about anything.
Because
There are
that's a
9
$1 million
people
idea.
right now.
That's going to be one of the main topics for Saturday. I'll just do it right now.
There you go.
Do the containers.
There it
Do an entire show just about containers. I'd watch.
Dave, that's all you, because you would absolutely go nuts.
What am I doing the show about?
Containers, everything. She has about 5,000 Tupperwares and an equal amount of Yeti mugs.
And every single one has a purpose.
And supposedly every single one has a purpose.
Every time I do
Yes.
dishes at my girlfriend's
Yes,
house,
they all have a
like so
purpose.
many water bottles and
Purpose.
travel
They do.
mugs. And I'm like,
They
what do you
do.
get one?
They do. Watch it go.
Something different in it.
No, you don't know what your mood's gonna be like that day.
You don't know what your mood is going to be. How
It's
is
a
it a
cup.
mood thing?
It'll make it different.
When we first moved in together,
Hi, Mom.
like when we were still dating and everything,
Dad, no, Mom.
hi. we almost split up because he would take my Tupperware, use it for something, and then just forget about it in his car. And I'd find it later on, and there'd be stuff growing in it.
Oh,
So I'd
they were
have to
science
throw
experiments.
out my containers of Tupperware.
No, I like the
So,
cheap Gladware because like if I leave it
we almost
somewhere,
broke up.
shit, throw it away.
It got serious.
Well, I say-
I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna start doing is just maybe once a month, because she's on about a two mugs per month thing right now. Maybe once a month I'll take the one in the back, throw it away, see if she even notices it. If she's not even looking when we watch, I guarantee she won't figure it out. And then we'll revisit this maybe at the end of the year and just see if she notices.
Figure what out?
Nothing. Love you.
You got a death wish, my friend. Because I'd kill him.
Oh,
Would you?
Yes.
She'd try, Mark. You're very versatile in your survival instincts, but I think
oh, by the way, since I got you here, Kat, you guys had awesome cosplays at Baltimore Con.
Thank you.
So cool.
everything
Okay, Mom.
is red. All red, everything.
Night, Mom.
Yeah, she said it took her 2 hours to paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Was that Bear Island in the chat with the pictures of the trail of blood you left?
Okay, in my defense, I scrubbed that shower after I got done with the shower because I felt so bad because there was just red and pink everywhere. I was like, oh God.
Oh man, it's like on the door frame, like
I
the
scrubbed
sink,
that
like
shower.
on the wall.
I swear, I was in there for like an hour cleaning that after the fact because it was like I did the orange for Starfire and it was the same exact brand and I didn't have that issue. I did it for the Hellgirl cosplay and I was like, oh,
It's because you
It was
didn't mix it.
everywhere.
You didn't mix it like you did for.
Yeah, I was
Was that
super stained too.
Yeah,
That
Hotel
was
or
a different
Airbnb?
color.
that was Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yep.
Oof. Those poor owners.
Nah, they were fine. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Any
we
upcoming
could have left
cosplay?
that place a whole lot worse than
It
we
was
did.
fine. It was fine. I left it cleaner than when I found it. I'll say it that much right now.
Or you guys in? Any upcoming cosplays that you're working on?
We're debating back and forth on what our next one should be, if we're gonna do a couple one or not. Because I was really begging for him to do Abe Sapien for me, and he was not down with Abe Sapien, so I was a little brokenhearted over that. But I'm trying to convince him to do She-Hulk and Star Fox.
Is he gonna be She-Hulk?
I was gonna be.
Are you gonna be She-Hulk?
No, I
Sure.
was gonna be She-Hulk.
Why?
This is the time where you compromise. You're like, all right, we'll get rid of 10 containers if we do this. I'll do it for 10 containers.
Yeah. Nah.
See, with her, if she wants something, I'll be like, okay, so what's? She hates scary movies, so I love scary movies. So recently, we did something where she had to watch The Shining and now Doctor Sleep this weekend.
Dude, you and I need to talk scary movies sometime.
I'm down.
Scary movies. That is my lifeblood.
That
That is my
Yeah,
lifeblood.
Tremors. That scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
We have
I didn't know
Tremors?
what was on the ground.
Tremors 1 through 6, my dear.
I've only seen the first Tremors, and I loved it because of the profanity as a child.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like so many MFers in it.
Reba in the first one is spectacular.
Yep, absolutely. She was great. She was the perfect compliment to Gomer, to Bert. I mean, perfect compliment.
Just tell you, my grandmother every year would have one drink on New Year's Eve. That'd be the only drink she'd ever have, and she would be exactly like that character after that one drink. So it's like, that's amazing. And like,
My
she's
grandmother
passed
drank
away
too many
for
martinis
years.
once and
I
complained
know,
in a restaurant that the lettuce was too green. My father and my uncles had never been so embarrassed in their life. My little sister was crying, and me and my brother, she's screaming MFs at the waitress because the lettuce is too green, and me and my brother are just geeking out.
Oh my god! You know what you gotta do every single time you go out to dinner with your parents. Now you gotta say that at a restaurant.
The
Just have
lettuce is too
like, this lettuce is too green.
No, I do. I wait tables and bartend, so it's like that's my day gig. And the thing about it is like,
Ever had that response?
people are like, "Have you ever heard this?" I'm like, "Oh, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. I've heard the lettuce is too green." A woman once asked me "Excuse me, sir, what does your water taste like?" And I said to her, "Man, we utilize a municipal water source, so if you had tap water in the surrounding area, you know exactly what the water tastes like." Her husband looked at me like I fucking broke down the Matrix, like I could see the code in the walls. He looked at me like I was a golden god. He's like, "How the hell did you shut her up?" I wanted to be like, "Brother, I teach courses."
Put her up with some good tasting water. That's what you do.
Yeah, I've heard it all. And it all started when I was a small child, and the lettuce was too green.
The lettuce was too green.
Meemaw had a too many martinis.
Dude, we need to have you on during the show when we do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Oh, we're gonna watch that
Commentary
live.
Track of. We are gonna watch
because
that
it's in
live.
the public domain, so we can stream that and chat about it on
You guys
the
did
internet.
that last week with Halloween.
We did for Halloween, and it was a lot of fun, and we really want to do it again.
We're gonna do Santa Claus Conquers the Martians as our next one. We're gonna do
You
that.
have a date?
Not right off the top of my head. We're kind of just playing it by ear.
Let me know.
All right.
Let me know, and I'll try to figure something out and with work, and hopefully try to get out a decent time.
Guys, Superpower Review is in the chat. Kevin, what's going on, man? I love your content. We got to have you on the Friday show sometime.
Great. I actually just recently discovered him, and maybe about a month ago. And
yeah, I've been watching this stuff for a while, but I normally watch on my TV, so I don't ever comment or anything.
Yeah, I like watching stuff on my TV. I get so annoyed on my phone because it ends up just eating my battery like crazy.
Right, and then you end up chatting about something that's not about the show, and you don't watch the show, and yeah, such is the burden of connectivity.
You guys have any upcoming cons coming up?
Now we keep being told that C2E2 is in February.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make February happen.
We'll see.
But we have been talking to the folks who hosted the booth with us in Baltimore, and they sponsor three. It was
New Dimension Comics.
New Dimension Comics.
John from New Dimension.
John from New Dimension was there for New Dimension Comics, and they're based out of Pittsburgh, and they do Three Rivers Con at the end of May, which is going to be a smaller, more book-centric con, but less celebrity guests, probably less creators, but definitely an opportunity for us to maybe go there and get our hands dirty, pressing the flesh and meeting the people. So might be a good opportunity for us to set up there, do some broadcasts, and just kind of grab some con footage of some regular folks. So we're excited about that.
I like those smaller cons sometimes.
I do too, especially when you're shopping.
Yeah, I mean, not even just shopping, but I mean, there's like you said, there's less like A-listers, there's more like B, C, and D listers out there, and I don't know, it's more personable to me. I feel like we talked about this, right? Yeah, we've talked about it. It's people they tend to spend more time talking with you. They don't have a whole line. You don't have someone with like a line of just like, oh, hi, nice.
That's the thing I love about Baltimore is because you get top tier creators, but it still has that small con feel to it. Yeah, and a whole lot of vendors and dealers, and there's a lot of books, and there's a lot to buy, but there's also there's a lot to do. Most of the panels are like panels for creators and things of that nature. It's real business oriented. They do the Ringos there now. They used to do the Eisners, but they do the Ringos there now. And it's there's a lot of people show up for it, but it's still it's like there's no metal detectors. You know what I mean? Like it's a big convention, but it's like it's not giant corporate conventions. It's not like a Wizard World, right? Mm-hmm. It's more like a hotel con on steroids.
Yep.
Like it was harder to get into Indiana Comic Con than Baltimore, which was saying something because Indiana Comic Con, which is our local con, is a lot smaller than Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
But
we got asked if an art tube was a weapon.
Yeah, we had to prove that our poster tube was not actually a weapon at Indiana Comic Con.
See, if they think that poster tubes are weapons, then they're not prepared for Comic Con.
I don't think they're prepared for a lot of things if they think that. Yeah, we were actually just at a Wizard World up in Sacramento out here in California. And it was actually one of the smallest Wizard Worlds I've ever been to. They moved the venue from a Marriott where it had a large convention hall and all that stuff where a lot of cons are traditionally at. And they moved it to like a fairgrounds where, I mean, just right off the bat, I mean, there's they have like, Dave, what they have? Yeah, distinct odor. I mean, there's a
it smell like feces.
They have like horse races. They did horse races.
A distinct odor was there.
Yeah, like 4-H shows and all that stuff. So yeah, it was just not good. And for streaming purposes, it was terrible. There was zero Wi-Fi, so it was just
yeah. We had a hard line at Baltimore. It was freaking great.
Wow.
Yeah. We did spend most of our Saturday with our sound all screwed up until the fine folks at 3 Men in a Basement borrowed our booth and fixed our sound. Thank you so much. Shout out to Nemesis and Auto at 3 Men in a Basement. Those guys always put out great content. They're always over on TiVo's channel, Lord of the Long Box as well. There ain't nobody in the community that doesn't know about them. So I'm just shouting them out.
3 Men in a Basement. That's an awesome name.
It is an awesome name. They do great content. Yeah, New York-based guys, New York, New Jersey-based guys. Yeah, they do some great stuff.
Yeah, I think we got 2 cons next month. No, this is November already. It's this month. Jesus. Yeah, I do. She's busy, but another Wizard World and a real small one. It's kind of neat. It's at the local fairground out here, but it's being promoted as Comic Expo and Animal Expo reptiles. So there's going to be a bunch of reptiles, and comic books, I guess. I have no idea. I've
Are they gonna
never.
bring Godzilla?
I guess so. Maybe if I find it, then
Okay.
maybe I'll take a picture for you.
All right, thank you.
That will be kind of neat. I'm probably gonna. We're big David Attenborough fans, so maybe we'll get some. We'll watch. Maybe we'll binge watch some of his BBC shows before we go.
Might have to take a study break.
I had a friend once who got drunk and thought he was Richard Attenborough, and he said, "We have a T-Rex." And on that note, we are about an hour and a half into the broadcast. It is midnight 30 out here on the East Coast. I'm getting ready to fall asleep, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take this train into the station. We like to say around here, Sting is in the rafters. I like to say, Drew Manchu, baby. Downright Nerdy Podcast. Mike, what do you guys got going on over there? We talked a little bit about the Picard stuff. When's your next podcast episode?
Well, we're recording Saturday. Hopefully, it'll be released on Monday.
Awesome, guys. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for Downright Nerdy Podcast.
Thank you.
You're on all the podcast platforms. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And check them out on any of those podcast platforms. Just go ahead and search Downright Nerdy Podcast and sub up the YouTube channel as well. Cat Red Figures plugging away over there on Transylvania Television live on Amazon. That starts next week.
Well, okay, so the show.
What's
is
going on?
live
It's currently
on
going,
Amazon.
right? Yeah.
It's
And they're
currently
coming
going.
to join us next week. Kat, tell us more about that.
All right, so I know there was a question in the chat if we're going to be talking to the puppeteers or we're going to be talking to Gordon again. Gordon is actually the creator of Puppet Forge and Transylvania Television. We are not going to be interviewing with Gordon and Yeti again, as much as I did enjoy them. We are actually going to be interviewing with the actual stars of Transylvania Television, so the actual puppets are going to be on the show next week. So I'm
That's
super excited. If you have an Amazon Prime
I can't wait to see how
account,
that works out.
please watch this show. I'm just saying, at least check out the first episode because you're going to be hooked at Yippee Buckets. I won't ruin this. I won't ruin the joke for you, but Yippee Buckets. Just remember that, and remember, Cat Run Figures knows some good nonsense.
There
And,
we go.
It's adult-themed puppets. That's all I got to say.
Join us tomorrow night, guys, where you can learn about the contest I'm setting up so you can earn yourself a free, absolutely free Marvel Legends 14.5-inch Hulk action figure. He comes with extra heads and hands. He's absolutely dope. And it won't be this one here that I opened tonight. It will be a freshly, minty fresh figure. Hey, man, I know for Off the Rails tomorrow, Off the Rails tomorrow night, Kat's going to be there. I'm going to be there. And we have maybe some guests coming to join us. We are going to be down at Chad for the time being.
You might be
We're down a Carson for tomorrow night. And the Legend's getting some fiber, so we don't know whether or not he's going to make the show. So just bear with us. We might do another Drew and Cat show tomorrow night. Drew and Cat off the rails. We're just going to get drunk and throw things at the screen.
We are.
All right, guys.
And what sticks?
I'm Drew Manchu, and all I can do is tell you guys that for me and for the Comic Core, we hope you guys had a good time. Come back and join us again. Thanks for joining us. Downright Nerdy Podcast. Check them out. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mike. We're going to play.
Thanks for the invite, man. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
All right.